Hey, welcome back, brother.
Yes, sir.
Ign'ant Sports episode 29.
Yes, sir.
Some of y'all might be wondering where 28 is, but so am I.
It's sitting with Brazilian blur. And if you know, you know.
Mhm.
But I give you a second, but okay, I tell you now. If you did know, the Leonardo Barbosa,
Oh, yep. Yeah,
that
it's
number 28, that was a great player.
yeah,
Phoenix Suns, but
we
didn't
had
go.
it, man. But then it technical difficulties. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
Technical difficulties. Welcome to
if you
episode
ever get into this
29.
field, if
Yeah.
you ever get into this field, you'll know.
Oh, yeah. This one was a specific idiot technical difficulty, on my end. But hey, once again, if you get into the field, you'll have those moments too, I'm sure. But so what we're gonna bring you out today is kind of the picks that we did call last week. I guess a quick update on our score going from last week because no one would have really seen that last week. Our scores were, I believe that's when you were at 108, 107, and 1. And then I was at 133, 79, and 0. And then now our scores will be updated to, after these last week's picks that no one saw, T-Mac is at 124, 115, and 1. So a little bit of distance between that 500. And I'm at 147, 89, and 0. So we're at 22 and a half games apart. But with these 3 X's, it's still anyone's game, in my opinion. I think there's plenty of room.
Yeah. Now that we got into the conference finals, so yeah, these 3 games might be able to get me in there.
Yep.
But yeah. So here we go. Did you have that 5:15 Boston game? So the
I
Boston,
did.
right.
That was one where that was my 1-2 because I had Boston to win.
Yeah.
That was my only call in the game. That was the game that I took Milwaukee in the points. I think I took they had 4.5 or 5.5 points, and then I took the over on, I think it was 207, something like that. And yeah, it did not happen. But just to see Boston get that dub, Game 7 was nice. Especially too because in this game, I guess a good place to start off. They weren't starting off that great. It was one of those. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see how bad was it looking. Milwaukee was 23-14 at one point, and right around then they turned it around. But at that exact point in time, I remember myself mentally. I'm like, yeah, here we go. Again, the other team showed up and we didn't.
Yep. I was gonna say, I don't know if that switched on my website. So I go to click on it, right, and I was like, rebounds. I was like, dang, they kept them to 20 points and workload players to 10 points, but I was like, rebounds. I was like, wait, where's the points? I don't know why it seemed like they switched it earlier. I don't know.
Yeah, why? No, they've always put points at the end, and I've always thought it was dumb. I never got it should go minutes, points, and then everything else. If that's what you're saying.
I guess so, and I guess I just forgot that. It's been that long,
right.
That's how Yahoo worked. But okay.
Yeah. It's like last time. It's like when I didn't realize that they had the forward and the center and the guard, the little letter right there. I'm like, they always have that?
Yeah.
That's just when you get a great site like this with so many details, it's easy to oversee it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll give them that.
But yeah,
is their line working today? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, because it's both green, big,
right.
So it's like,
although it ain't though, because if you look at it, the dark green is really Milwaukee, and Milwaukee was up until almost halfway through the first quarter, almost till the end of the first quarter. No, didn't they lead after the first quarter? Yeah, they led after the first quarter, so it should only have turned light green in the second quarter. And if you look at it, there's only a little tiny bit of dark green in there. But this is another one of those things where if you look at it, if they just moved where the line starts, if they moved it onto the bar, the middle bar, then it would be accurate. But for some reason, it starts here, and then they start the score over here, where if they started it here, it would line up.
Yep.
Whatever.
Who knows? Their website. But yeah, as always, we all know you was holding out for that Game 7 win. You be like, hey, it goes in the history books. Boston move on to the next round.
I mean, it's taking out the defending champs is always good. That's definitely always nice.
That definitely added, that make that Game 7 extra special. It's just like, not only was another Game 7 win, it was a very important one. We defeated the defending champs, so
right.
You definitely want to sprinkle that one.
That was as we've said many times before, another bittersweet one because it was good to see him move on. But I would have liked if Milwaukee could have scored a little something more. Come on now. Let me scroll over here. The over-under, it looks like on Yahoo, they had it at 205, so something like that. Yeah, so if we could have just gotten I mean, I guess I don't want it to be too close, but Milwaukee could have scored a nice little, 15, 20 more points there. Would have been nice. But I'll take the blowout
Exactly.
wing, whatever. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just only for the competition purposes right now. That's all.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah. So, speaking of competition and teams not showing up, Phoenix is done playing basketball this year.
yeah, yep. And I knew it. I was like,
You
it's
did.
game
You called
seven
it.
Phoenix, but I was like, I don't know how much Luca's gonna have to score, but I was like, he's gonna still be Luca, and I was like, it's just Phoenix is just gonna be what they were. Only 11 and 10 from Chris Paul. Like, hello. It
I mean,
was
you
like
called the game
some.
specifically, but we neither of us thought that Phoenix was going to win based on having blown, and not even like blown the lead, but like the way that they blew it, and they just never looked confident. And for some reason, Chris Paul went from shooting 100% to 20%,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah,
It's like as always, like I tried to give him props, like well-oiled machine. One of the representatives said that phrase, but it's like y'all needed some more oil. Y'all couldn't find the
right.
oil, autos on the Pet Boys or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where Devin Booker went. I'm not sure if he realized that he only had 11 points. If
Oh no, yeah, I saw,
that
yeah,
if that meant that he
him,
doesn't get to play the game anymore if he only has 11 points or what. So
yeah, him and Chris just were just non-existent, and and credit to Dallas defense too. Of course, we don't want to take that away, but it
I
was
mean,
just
they
like,
had some good open shots, man. They just were not hitting. They just looked
yeah,
nervous. They looked like Booker finally looked his age. Paul finally looked his age. Just
right,
opposite ends of the spectrum.
right.
And yeah, and the whole thing just kind of fell apart. They needed more than oil, man. They needed nuts, bolts, and duct tape to keep that thing together.
Oh yeah, definitely that. Definitely that. And then shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie too though. Like he
Crushing
had
it,
his
bro.
I feel like he had some of
Was
these
that his
kind of
30 point
games.
game? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
his 30
for
point
sure
game.
not
Yeah,
not too many. I think not too many 30 points on when
I
he
don't think so,
was
man.
back in Brooklyn, but if I'm not mistaken, it was Brooklyn, right? Yeah, he's back on Brooklyn in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a nice little like possible six man off the bench. So
Yeah,
this is like Luca's like, come on, like I need you for the rest of this. Like I need you to play like this for the rest of the
right.
rest of the playoffs, man. Like Jalen's gonna have to keep doing his part. I
I
do
was just
my
gonna
part.
say, yeah,
And
Jalen's like their. I feel like Jalen's their 2 and 3 because when he plays bad, they just get their asses kicked because Luca can only do so much,
yep,
and I feel like when Jalen drives to the rim and kicks it out, then like Bullock can get his shots, Kleber can get his shots, Dinwiddie can get his shots, but then sometimes what's his name Brunson wants to pull back and like do his shots, and he's not really a shooter like that. I haven't seen them go in. I've seen him try, but so if he can just drive in, kick out, then they seem to do really well.
yeah. And later on, like in this next series, like he kind of has been doing that, getting layups and trying to like post
Mm-hmm.
up, showing that he's like a decent overall, I would say.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. He's kind of like a. I don't want to say a poor man's Marcus Smart, but kind of like
yeah,
a middle class man's Marcus Smart. Not quite a poor man's, but like
right. Like
he
we'll say so. He got like Marcus has the defense, and then he
and
has
the
the
three ball
offense.
though. Like Marcus can facilitate, he can shoot the three, and he's got the defense. So Brunson only's got two of those three.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really was more of a story of Phoenix falling apart because
Oh
going
yeah,
into the
definitely.
postseason, I mean, I think that was the clear front runner.
Yep.
And
West side.
I mean, I think no, I would say for everyone personally, like especially if you, I don't know, asked like around the league, like so who you think's gonna win, like the whole thing. I think you would have gotten overwhelmingly Phoenix, just the way that
Oh
they were
yeah.
playing at the end of the season. I mean, Miami is like the other one, but they just never seemed. Even right now, they don't seem like it's still every time the Celtics seem to be losing one of these series, it seems like it's their own fault. And right now, it seems like the exact same thing. So I don't think Miami's the best team left in the East. And honestly, I was more afraid of Brooklyn before this playoff started. So
Right.
I think that it would have been like Phoenix, Brooklyn, Miami, Boston, and like that four order. Maybe Golden State
Yeah.
because like they weren't really clicking at that point. I don't feel like.
Yeah, like we all knew like they'd be a sleeper pick, you know, and finally and forever. Like we know you got the pieces, but it's just like, are y'all gonna act right? You know?
Well, is Clay gonna stay healthy? Is Curry gonna stay healthy? Is Draymond gonna like? How many games is he gonna get kicked out of?
Yeah, that's what you know. It's just like is everything gonna fall into place? Like you know, they can always still win again.
Right.
Yeah, it's like one put you too high, but like wouldn't knock you though. You know, like you're that in for sure in the top six like threat teams in this
Yep.
playoffs to this threat.
Mm-hmm. But you want to move on to the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals, Boston at Miami.
Yeah, before that though, I forgot to mention you guys, not feeling so great, unfortunately caught COVID, and that is why I am not shown right now. Not unless he does have a he's gonna have a still picture of me being shown right now. But
It's just your, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We need to get the. I didn't do that last time on the episode that I messed up. I only still had your avatar, so yeah, we got to get a picture of you up in here. I forgot we talked about that.
yeah,
Damn, I knew you were sick. I
so,
didn't know you had the big C. So get over that
yeah,
quick, man.
yeah,
How you feel?
yep. But much better, yeah, much better. Just long story short, guys. Like I had it in the first recording, and that was when I was feeling bad, really bad.
Yep,
But
yep,
now it's
yep.
better. But
That was about a
still,
week ago, too.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
almost there though.
All right, man. Yeah, keep your head up. Keep your
Yep.
mask on.
Yeah,
That's all you
that
can
for
say.
sure.
But yeah. I
Yep.
forgot to mention that T Mac was not on the thing. If you folks like listening to us ramble, definitely follow or share this with someone who you may also think like listen to us ramble because we need the views, we need the people. So hook it up.
Yes, we do. Yes, please.
Yes, please, indeed. Speaking of something else I needed, I didn't get, man. That Boston at Miami. I want to say I had. Actually, I will just look in the Discord right now to see what my pick was.
Mm-hmm.
Let me scroll up. Okay, not too much. Third, nope. Should be 17th, right? All right, so I had I had Boston for +2, over on the 203.5, and Celtics to win. So I think I only got the over. Yep, the over. Because yes, Boston just got their ass kicked, and it was looking so good too. It was looking so nice. This is like one of those series too where like I'll like watch like I've mentioned before like every minute of the game where two teams can win. But this first quarter, I was like, I got to see every frame of this first quarter. Like, I got to see how this plays. Because, I mean, just trying to. It's always so interesting, especially the deeper you get into the playoffs. Like, how are these two teams going to match up right now? And, we always have an idea, but until you see it, you don't really know. And I liked what I saw until that third quarter.
All right. Yeah, that
I wrote a
39 to
22
14.
to 2 run. I don't even know if I've ever even like heard of that. Like in like a non like Sacramento Golden State type game.
All right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it, it's like Boston did that thing where they forgot, where like they don't show up for the next game, but they did it in the middle of the game. Like,
Right.
yeah, we
Yeah.
won.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have a 39 to 14 kind of quarter.
I couldn't believe that they crossed 10 points, dude, with the way that quarter was going. Like they were at like 4 points with like 4 minutes left to go in the quarter.
Yeah, it was looking like who is going to score?
Yeah, and we mentioned it off camera, but something about Miami is like they just don't seem to flinch when it comes to. I don't want to like when it's neck and neck, like both teams are at 0. It can go either way. But when they're up and then the other team's kind of coming back, they're like, nah, fuck that. Like that's just not happening. So that's what I've
Yeah,
noticed
yeah,
against
yeah.
them in the Chicago series. Who was their first round? Was it Atlanta? I want to say. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um. Or no.
No, it was yeah, because it was Atlanta, Philly, and then now Boston. I just watched a video about it.
Okay. Atlanta. Atlanta. Didn't they? Oh no. Okay. Who played Chicago in the postseason? Did Chicago make it in the postseason?
Milwaukee.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, it was Milwaukee losing to a game to Chicago that I was like, huh? Or
Right.
but yeah. Okay, but because I remember I didn't watch a lot of Miami playing because they were closing out those games so easily. And I guess
Yep.
I kind of lied. I didn't watch every minute because once they were like beaten on Atlanta, I was like, why am I gonna like tune in for like game 3, 4, 5? Like after you watch the first 2 games, it's kind of like that first quarter, like you know what's gonna happen. And I watched after Harden put up that crazy fourth quarter, and then I watched the
Right.
next game, and I was like, oh, so they're just not gonna do that again. And I did watch the game after
Nope.
that. And it's like, oh, they're just like
Yeah.
those were
This.
2 games that I gave up on easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so this one was the one thing that I kind of noticed that I was like really happy about, which is why I still have some confidence, is that especially because we were just playing, we being the Celtics, just playing the Bucks, and it was such a physical, almost like a mismatch where they just had Giannis, and then they had I want to say Portis Jr. I forget his first name, tall dude, super tall,
Bobby
Bobby Portis,
Portis.
yeah, Bobby Portis Jr. So like 2 really tall players, and so every time we're on the floor, especially if Horford wasn't on the floor, we just look tiny. And now we play against Miami, and we're the big team, and it's like, oh, okay, so
Yep.
this is
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
But we're just missing open looks and sloppy passes too. Like I think that's the best part I've noticed about Miami's defense is like they're picking us off. Like every little not even the cross court passes, like those half court passes, they're not on. They're robbing us.
So yeah, Jimmy, came in with a Jimmy buckets, aka with 41 came
James
in.
Buckets. I wonder if Jimmy's his real name or if it's James. I've been thinking that lately.
I
I'm like,
don't,
is it James
I
Buckets or
don't
is it?
let's see, because I do they do that?
Nah, I have to jump to Wikipedia, which I'm down to because I need to know.
Actually, it
I
might
bet
not
it is. I
be.
bet his name really is Jimmy.
Yeah, I think it
Because
is.
he doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like a James. Jimmy Butler the third, the
Yeah, because I was
third
like,
too.
I feel like I've seen it before. Yeah, and that was the part. Yeah, I was just like,
Nicknamed Jimmy Buckets. I've been calling him Jimothy Buckets, little Timmy Buckets. Because I figured his name wasn't James to Jimmy, so I had to do something different. So it's Jimothy.
yeah, yeah, definitely that. Definitely that. No
Big
change there.
JB.
Yeah, so 41 is nice, and you just, ask the rest of your starting five, if you can just give me some double digits, just help us get over the hump,
Yeah,
and
there's a
that should be
couple.
enough to win by one at least, and it end up being just win by 11. So
Yeah,
you appreciate it. That's all you can ask. That's the star player. And
is what it is.
yeah,
That was it was game one, and it was they didn't have like that horrible third quarter, then whatever. So while it was disappointing, it was not the end of the world. Whereas some of those games against Milwaukee, I was like, man, how are we gonna win this? Milwaukee felt like when they were playing their best, like they might have actually been better than us. But
oh yeah,
then
definitely.
I guess they somehow stopped playing good. I don't really. Our defense is so good that it makes a good team look bad. I don't know, but
Did I think for sure the big part, like I had mentioned, like they thankfully they didn't have Chris Middleton, and then the fact that Al Horford had like great defense against Giannis, like man, so you wouldn't swear he was 30 plus
yeah.
against a young guy like him. So I was just like, which I'm gonna be speaking about some good defense, some other big man coming up right now actually.
Yeah, so I was just gonna
And
hop into Discord to see what was your pick here. You had
the I had
Golden
Golden
State.
State
Yep.
-5 over on 214 and a half, and
Mm-hmm.
Golden State to win. And yeah, Dallas just couldn't do their part, but
Nope.
I knew for this first game, I was just like, I know one of them's gonna score 100. I was like, and probably be close to the other one, be close to it. And I was just like, I probably should be choosing under, but I was like, just in case though, what if they hit a whole bunch of threes on both sides?
I was just gonna say, man. Like you need both teams to show up. Like, and we've been consistently getting one team showing up in every game.
Yeah. What's threes looking like? Let's see. They had 10 for 29 Golden State, and then so yeah, they're not even hitting like half of their threes. They're only doing like 20-30%. So yeah, it's just like yeah, they hitting some threes, but yeah, they were hitting enough.
Damn, Golden State led the entire game. Yep, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, Golden State starters. Yeah, oh, well, not even starters. Well, we might as well say starters because even Jordan Poole and Otto Porter Jr. is like, they're consistent 6 man, seventh man to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, when you got all double digits across your starting fives and your two important bench players,
Yep.
uh, yeah, it's pretty tough to combat that. That whole Luca's at 20 points.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Well, here, one of the things too about this game that I remember is Dallas was getting a ton of open looks, but they just weren't hitting nothing. So, like we say, if they fall, they fall. If not, tonight was a not, or that night
Yeah.
was a not.
Um, and I want to say because it's only been, yeah, right, yeah, 2 games that they played so far. Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
um, so the I feel like the X factor for sure for this series. So Golden State's been playing the we're gonna switch on the pick. So big man stays with
Mm-hmm.
whoever has the ball for Dallas, and Kevion Looney, this center, is playing like Al Horford, but like against everybody.
Yep.
Like my man is playing good defense, spread out, like no fouls. I don't think he truly has yet had a foul when he got isolated after a pick. Like or if he does, it's like it's truly you can only count it on your hand, one hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's been because usually when that happens, like the smaller man or the better player, like they take advantage. They just like, oh, easy, like lay up to the basket or like get the foul. So it's just like we go into the line a lot. But he's like, nah, like I'm trying not to hurt my team, and like that the game plan is they want to go with this because probably because I'm still not getting no fouls, from you guys, and doing my job and contesting shots, So I was just like, it brings a tear to my eye because being with even though I'm just a 5'11 slash 6, give me that kind of man, like I used to
Yeah.
play the forward and center positions, so I always take pride in those players in the NBA when they play that kind of defense against the
Right.
smaller man, the
No, I
backcourt.
respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, so
I've been hearing the name a lot, but I kind of didn't really pick up on all that. And I was like,
yeah,
huh, I
and
haven't really
then
heard Looney before this
yeah,
year.
and I felt like he wasn't. I think he was injured because or like something happened. It was like he wasn't really involved during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's appreciated.
Right.
He was appreciated that he's here. So that was that. So it's and then
I,
also too another little X factor to degree. Nice seeing Andrew Wiggins like look like the Andrew Wiggins that got drafted.
right, right,
When they gave a chance, it's like like I can get you like a 15 to 20. So he came through with a 19. It's just like like keep that up, man. Like for the days when Clay only has 15.
right.
It's like half some of his points.
So what's the X factor going to be for Dallas, man? How are they going to pull this one out?
Say that again about Dallas.
How's the X factor? What's the X factor going to be for Dallas? Like, how are they going to pull this out down? No spoiler alert. Y'all know the results of being down 0-2 right now.
Oh yeah, is make sure Luca gets his buckets, and they're just gonna play a better defense. That's for sure. Because which I was gonna touch on. Golden State always ever since Steve Kerr came, they reminded me of like my church basketball team. We are all a group of young guys, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, and my coach was just like, we gonna play high octane, like fast break is gonna be our middle name. Like we gonna play defense and fast break, and it's not always like that, like exactly like fast break with Golden State, but it's for sure. It's like we play defense, we get to our side, we setting up, like doing all kind of off ball screens, and it's just like it's truly like this is one of the teams that get you tired out. I'm pretty sure
Right.
like number one squad, that's gonna take you tired, like make you feel like I don't want to run anymore, like. like hold on, just sit in this corner three right quick. Like no, don't set another pick, please. Like like truly, their offensive game plan is truly always moving. If possible. So
right.
it's like yeah, any team that's like Dallas is a young team. Is I feel like they're not really working out like that.
Right. Right. Right.
They're not really like, yo, like we just used up all the 24 seconds on our end of on the offense to get, a score, and then now we got to come play defense and we got to play the full 24, because they constantly moving around and like getting second chances and stuff, and
Right.
so it's just like they truly have to work as a team
Mm-hmm.
to make this but that is no what is that? I was gonna say it's not something they haven't done before
Right.
because that's how they got here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
0-2, and then they just broke a better team.
literally had to win 4-2, 4-3. So like, what's a game six, game seven to them? You know. So
Right. They've been on constant game 6, game 7, it seems like.
yep. So I mean, that's not the form you want to go to. But hey, if it's gonna get you the championship, hey, who's to tell
Right.
you? You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to play either team. Honestly, I could say Celtics move on, but like I would definitely not want to play a Dallas team that ended up beating Golden State. Like, because that's kind of like how I was saying before. Like, I definitely wouldn't want to play a Philly team that ended up beating Miami because that means that like you got Harden shooting hot, you got Embiid playing good, you got Maxi playing well. Right? That's
Yep.
who's on Philly, Maxi. I
Yeah, yeah,
forget.
Tyrese,
Um,
yeah, Willie Maxey, that's
and
his
then
name.
but since they didn't, it's like they didn't, and I kind of feel like this is probably gonna end up being a didn't. Once it's all said and done, I think Golden State's just gonna better team their way to the finals, but
Yeah,
hard to say.
I, yeah, after the first game, it was kind of like, is this gonna be a 4-0? But I was like, I'm not gonna, go that hard. I was like,
Right.
if
Yeah,
the
no,
game
no, no.
two,
They'll definitely get one or two,
yeah, I was like, if the game two is a little bit better, then I was like, they can
but
still go 4
isn't
0
this
but
what
it won't be this bad.
it seems like? This is gonna be what Golden State did against Memphis, where they're probably gonna like blow a couple, like without Ja, that they shouldn't have lost. That they just say, yeah, we'll just win at home, whatever. And then they
Yeah,
do.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we gonna see game three because now it's gonna go back to
Yeah,
Dallas. So.
yeah. I mean, they gotta win game
Uh,
3. If they don't win game 3, then it is. They might as well not even show up for game 4. Just mail it in.
all right. But before that, though, we gotta get to the your Boston win.
Oh yes, the magical recovery comeback game. The gift from my man himself, really. Because I had made my pick earlier in the day. I was like, fuck this. I was so pretty much just not dejected, but like, man. So now we got 3 players missing, and we lost game 1. So I was like, oh, we're definitely screwed. Like, give me Miami. You're like, nah, man, don't jump
Yeah,
your horses.
you
Did you
just
like see that someone had like not been in at that point before you said that, or did you just assume that was gonna happen?
yeah. I just assumed because I was like, you got 3 hours, and I was like, we all know like we had already experienced it, to the degree I think in the regular season already, where it was just like, and maybe even the NFL during, where it's just like somebody's like, oh, you get to be playing now, like you're not on COVID list no more, or you're not on injury list no more. So I was just like,
Yeah,
my math counts me right. I was like, I look at the clock. I'm like, I think you still got like 3 hours before they're gonna make a final decision. So yeah, and then thankfully for him, yeah, Marcus Smart came back and Horford.
as well. Yeah, like I feel like Horford was the one that was kind of teetering. I didn't think Smart was gonna come back in.
Yeah, that was the one. And I told him
That was the bonus, really,
Horford.
because for me it was just Al. Like, just give me Horford, like someone that we
Yeah,
can put on Butler, or someone who
exactly.
we can match up with. So like we can put him, or I'm sorry, so like Adebayo has to guard
Yeah,
him down center, so like he can't just overpower somebody else.
yeah, exactly. So and that's how we both felt the same way. It was like that at least can give y'all it's
A
gonna give you
fighting
guys
chance.
an edge,
Yeah.
yeah, fighting chance. Like might not win if you do win, maybe one, two, three. Not
Right.
too much. But yeah, but then of course like yeah, the added bonus, Marcus Smart. Um, and it's side note that I see because he told me Derek White because that was the one I did know, but
Mm-hmm.
your boys is a new father.
Yeah, I heard him say that in
Yeah,
the game.
yeah,
But it was
yeah.
funny
So you
too.
got
I still I called that one for. I said I called that one my 2 of things. Like you never know, man. Wife, mama, kids. So I was like, I
yep,
covered
yep,
2 of the 3 of
yeah,
those.
yeah, yep. And I was like, and that's how I figured because I was like, when you said person, I
Technically,
was
it's all
like,
3 if you think about it, because the
yeah,
wife became a mama with the kids.
exactly, exactly. Because I was like, when you was like person, I was like, yeah, it got to be something like that because I was like, that's just
Yeah.
truly out of the blue, like unless
Right.
he
Right.
truly
Like death
is
of a
like,
family member, some shit like that.
yeah, like it has to be like the
It's either
extremes.
life or death, basically. Like, literally, like someone died or someone was
Yeah,
born.
yeah, it's like always extremes because
Right.
it's like he knows how important this is for the team. So,
Right. Unless we're
but yeah,
talking
thankfully,
like Kyrie Irving, and you don't know if it's like some random ass day that he happens to celebrate.
right. Exactly, but yeah, thankfully, he brings a little bit presence, but it wasn't one of the main. So,
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brown and Marcus Smart got it done.
But you
Oh,
said,
okay.
but now, and here's the thing though, is like I feel like the only reason why Celtics won by so much is because that kind of hit Miami for a surprise.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
definitely.
now tonight's game ended up being like more of like the true, like what we're gonna be seeing. I mean, I know injuries, this and that, But I still saw that first 2 quarters before anyone got injured. I, and that was after 2 full games of basketball.
Yeah.
So injuries didn't make. I mean, I know we were talking about that earlier and later in that, but Miami just beat our ass tonight. So, and in this game, they finally had the film, the time to prepare. Like, cause in the way that I was saying, I'm really interested to see how the first quarter of the series is going to go. They were really interested to see how the first quarter of the series is going to go with us being closer to fully powered, which makes a lot of sense as well. Because now, like
Yeah.
tonight's game 3 was the true first game because everyone was closest to max power.
Yeah. Jumping into tonight's game, the two things was Miami's defense, and then when the defense was a little shaky, unfortunately, you guys shot yourselves in the foot where it's just like you guys had open shots and it just weren't going down, and it's just
Yep.
like when that's not happening, then you're gonna have the 20-point leads.
Yep.
But then eventually they left the door open and y'all kind of got in there, and I think the lowest y'all got it down to was like 6 points, and then they were like, nah, like let's get that back up, double digits. So
That's
um,
exactly what they did game 1, dude. That's why I had no chance in a comeback.
yeah, like I was like
It was
even though they
I think it was 45 to 22, 23, something like that. I was like,
yeah,
nope,
something like that, right?
no chance, no chance. I'm like, I'm enjoying the rest of this wedding. Like I was at the wedding watching it, and I was like, I'm not gonna waste my good night on this awful game.
Yeah, I was just definitely like look away, Alex. I was just like
Yeah.
while it's 20 point lead, just look away, man. Because I was like, I mean, you still thankfully you still had 2 quarters. It was like y'all got it, but I was like, I'm
Mm.
not quite seeing like I'm seeing Miami cutting it, let it cut in half, but not letting it go.
You want to know the craziest part about this too is so like we're watching it. We're eating dinner at the wedding, and people are giving their speeches and stuff. So like or like toast because like we'd all kind of
Right.
done that at that point. And Brian, I'm watching. Miami's up by 15. Someone says something that everyone's like, and so everyone's like, "Whoa!" I'm like, and I had to clap for that moment of the toast while Boston's getting. I'm clapping to Boston getting their asses kicked. So
Right.
it was a tough time,
Yeah, it's definitely tough time.
very tough.
But yeah, hopefully you guys bounce back. Um,
Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, I know we will. Like, I'm sure we will play well, and then can Boston string it together and just not keep fucking this up? It was funny. I was talking to Dez, and he was telling me that he had Miami in 5. I'm sorry, he had Boston in 5, and I was like, before the series started, he said Boston in 5, and then on game 2, the morning of, he said Boston in 5, and I'm like, all right, bro, I hope, I hope.
all
And
right.
so I'm gonna text him tomorrow and be like, "So Boston in 5."
Maybe looking
Ain't
more
looking.
like
But yeah, 6
Boston.
minimum.
Yep, minimum
I
is
told him.
6.
I even told him I was like, "Bro, bring that pick into the Discord." I was like, "You put that in there and you beat me. I'll put the 5 on that right now." He
All
still
right.
wouldn't do it. It's all good.
Nah, nah.
You gotta drag people in.
All
Or
right, all
maybe I'll
right,
up it to $6 to $5 in a bag of Skittles.
all right.
I think so. Going between those 2 games, I think we might have missed
The
the
last Golden
second,
State.
yeah, the second Dallas,
Oh,
which
yeah.
honestly was really just version 2.0 of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
This
We
didn't
knew
really.
early.
Yeah, this was. Let's look at what did Luca do. Okay, so Luca
42.
actually did his thing. That was the
Mm-hmm.
difference.
Like Jalen and Luca is still. Well, yeah, Luca actually delivered, and Jalen still delivered. It's just
Then Golden State
when
just did their thing more so.
yeah, it's just like when your key players, everybody's still scoring double digits, hitting their shots when they need to, playing defense and stuff. Like
Yep.
it's hard to win when you're trading baskets.
Did you watch this game, or at least the highlights,
Yeah,
or?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I watched this one. Yeah,
Okay, so I don't know what it is because I forget the game. Who did Memphis and was the team that Draymond got the technical and the suspension for. Like was it the one game? It wasn't suspended. It was just thrown out of the game, right? I think it was, and then they
I
ended up
believe so.
winning that
Yeah,
game. So
yeah,
to me, this felt like that again, but with him not actually getting technical out of the game.
right,
Like
right.
he just kept pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. And every time he does that, they just play better for some reason.
Because he's the heart. He is definitely the heart of this team.
Yeah,
He brings the energy. Like he is the most feisty. On
Hmm.
on this team. So next to Steve Kerr probably.
Right,
Like
right,
those two would be in the huddle, like like chewing out people.
right,
And not being afraid to check people and be like do your job and stuff.
right.
So
But
Golden
yeah,
State
so
is
that
definitely.
just felt like one of those great games where they had I think it was getting really kind of what's the word chippy,
Yeah.
and going back and forth, and that's when they somehow rally. Like they,
Yeah, I think Steph scored like majority for sure of the last, because he was like I feel like this is like a sleeper 32. Like he had like I think a good first half, and it was like that second half was kind of just like when you go like Mark, I think Josh can't even say it, like this is like when Steph should be like shooting some threes, like hitting some shots. And it was kind of
hmm
like he wasn't hitting them when he was saying it, but then after he stopped saying it, then man started
right,
hitting it.
yeah.
And then,
Well, the
man
reason
started being
why
Steph
Curry is
Curry.
so sneaky with it is because, like we were talking before, I forget if it was on camera or off, but like Golden State takes like 3, 4, 5 seconds for the possessions when they do shoot a three. Like they barely let the defense get set up; they just run up and shoot it. So, and that's
Yeah.
Steph. So it's easy for him to get those sneaky points.
Yeah, and like I said before, the whole just like this the one team where you just truly got to be cardio fit. Like
Right, right.
there's just so many off ball screens and just on ball screens. So it's yeah. You got to be ready to chase these guards down, and just pray that when Steph goes up,
Hmm.
he just misses, because a hand in the face doesn't really matter to him. Steph be throwing all kind of crazy shots, and
Right.
it's between if God feel like giving it to him or not. It truly make you feel like he'll be at a Christian bed. It just doesn't help anymore. Like he has God against me. What do I do? Like
Bro, I don't know. I mean, so when you're playing basketball, do you shoot from distance a lot, or how do you? What's your game like?
inside, like once me and my closest cousin, like he was like he was the Kobe guy, and then I became the Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I'll take a three here and there, back, but like towards the my prime, I would
Yep.
say yeah, I was a box man, like like find me mid range to trying to lay up.
Now, I'm not saying it's easy or nothing, but I just think that once you get that muscle memory down, like Curry just makes it look easy, but he's just he's good at it. And I only bring it up because I'm terrible at basketball. Like I can't dribble at all. I can barely shoot, and I can't pass for shit. But the only game of 21 that I ever won was like I just kept heaving up threes, and they just kept going in. And it's like I guess after you get the rhythm for it, I'm like it just
Yeah,
kind of
that's
happens. Like you just kind of so like you're saying that the hand in the face, like playing against people who are, I'm like, bro, like their chest was in my face, like let alone the hand, like I couldn't see nothing. But like if you just
Yep.
step back and shoot it, and if it goes in, it goes in. If you just keep doing that the same amount of times and it just feels the same way, then you kind of don't need to know where the basket is, I guess. If you just I have it in your head or whatever, I'm not really sure like how to word it, but
Yeah, it's
it's one of those
yeah.
things where I can see like if I can do it on a court level, like on park level, I'm sure it makes sense that you know he can just kind of do it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it definitely makes sense to me because I've always dreamed of, like I've hit some crazy shots, whether it was backboard or switch, and I would just make jokes with people like geometry, like
Right, right, right.
like you definitely like you have to get
Calculated.
it,
Hmm.
like it's like it angles and power all matter, it
Right.
it can the ball can go in all kind of different ways, and it just all depends on the situation.
But it's just
So
all muscle memory though too. It's like if you know that like you're standing here and like that's what that feels like when you're standing there, then it's like it don't matter what anyone's doing in front of you.
yeah, 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 and that's what it just seems like Steph has. It's just like my
Right.
man is just like it's truly the moment of just he just imagine it's just him in the basket. It's just
Exactly. Yeah.
like he can hear all this noise, all that. It's just like, but it's just him in the basket in a loud stadium. That's it.
That's how it felt like watching Chris Paul when he was on because like he would just be dribbling, 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 and like he'd just turn around and boom, like he just like had his eye on it the whole time.
Yeah. So
Some people got it.
yep, some people do, and it's like blessed is Curry. So
Yep.
and blessed his Warriors for sure. That's the ones who really blessed. They're like yes,
Yep.
Curry. come up in the draft.
Alright, so I guess I'm not gonna jump to our normal odds page. I will, cause I'm gonna leave that game for you. We've only got because on our odds page we've only got the one game, and then when we checked Yahoo, we were able to find the odds for Boston and Miami round 4. So I'll probably just go off the Yahoo odds for this pick if that's kosher, so that we can just
Yeah.
pick the game.
Yeah.
Odds are usually pretty similar anyway. It's not like one site is going to be like, like here's Boston as a 7.5 point favorite. Like, the other site, like if they were different, it would only be like by a half a point or a point at the most.
Exactly. All right, so they're saying
Because it's my pick first, right? This week?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Because that's why, especially when I saw only Golden State in Miami, I was like, I don't want to pick that. Plus, I think maybe with Wade or something. But yeah, this worked out perfect. So, I think we kind of talked about this a little bit before, and I haven't changed my mind whatsoever from when we talked about that. Because we're looking at Boston as a 7.5 point favorite. Over under is 208.5, and I don't like a lot of that. I don't like any of that. So I'm gonna take them points. I will take Miami. So Boston has to win by 8 or more. These blowout games are crazy, man. I feel like that's what leads it to this. It's like, oh, they gotta win, and when they win by 30. But we had a lot of close games with Milwaukee, and I feel like it's time for a close game. So give me Miami plus the points. I don't think either team's going to show up for these big numbers, so give me that under 208.5. It could have been fucking 205, and I would have taken the under. I'm not feeling it. And then, but I will take Boston to win. I will definitely take Boston for that dub because they need it now. If they don't get that, then it's game over.
I feel like call it a wraps.
It is season ended early yet again.
Yep. So they got Dallas as favorites, which makes sense, because like I just mentioned earlier, Dallas.
Are we going to go off our normal site or Yahoo? What should I look at?
Okay, that's all I was gonna ask. You think I should go on that one? Which one you want to do? I'll do Yahoo then. Just make it easier.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So even though Dallas the favorites, and I kind of feel like because they're gonna be back at home, home court advantage, right?
Right.
I'm still gonna take Golden State for the points.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over. I'll give it a shot. Let's see they high octane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it would have happened last time. That's what they're basing it off of, I'm sure.
And yeah, I'm still gonna go State with the win. I think they're gonna. I feel like it's gonna still be a sweep. It just might start being these last two games just might be closer in the points.
Yeah, it does feel like a pretty big swing to go from Dallas getting their asses kicked to now being a 2.5 point favorite just because they switched the venue.
Yeah, and I mean just because they did that, and the fact that they've done it they've won two in a row, or at least one game after getting down like this. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Golden State is gonna pull through, but I'm more than happy to be wrong because I'm always about an underdog and I love Luka, but
right, it's just it's hard to envision it at this point.
Yeah, like I still feel Luka can be consistent with his 30-40, but it's just like is Spencer, is Jalen, everybody gonna still kind of bring that 15 to 20, to help him just get over the hump.
Right.
So we shall see though.
We shall. That is tonight, so that'll be a good game.
Yes, it is. I shall be here watching it again. That's the one I'm definitely watching. But yes, that. So if you guys made it this far, appreciate it if you guys subscribe, like the video, turn the bell notification on so you don't miss out on these. And
please,
yeah, please share. Also too. After you do all those things.
Yeah, if you know anyone that likes it. Game 3 is already passed, so I don't really have another bet, but I'll think of some bet for the finals, because the bet was who's going to make it to the finals, and that was past Game 3 started, and that was tonight. So I'll think of something. I don't know. I'll think of something.
Yeah, and even though you can't think of anything for the Discord, doesn't mean you can't go ahead and click that link in the description for the Discord, still join,
Just say what
it'd
up.
be
Yeah,
great.
we'll figure out some kind of contest that we can do that doesn't like end as quickly. Something we can kind of keep going.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. We're still trying to
Hmm.
trying to get y'all
Like come in
in.
and beat me in a game of Yahoo Pool.
This, something, something.
We'll figure it out.
It might have to be a free giveaway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
First
free
person to
giveaway,
click,
free giveaway.
hey.
All right. They like, huh? Free giveaway? Ain't gonna be turning heads like.
Yeah.
But no, but all those that are here, though, we appreciate you, new and old viewers.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that we'll get this up. We'll be doing the next two picks in Discord. So that's another reason to jump in that Discord, see what our picks are for the rest of the week, because we only got
Yeah.
these two. We're gonna have to see what games 4 and 5 are of each series before we can actually get to 3 and 3 piece.
Yes. Yep. That's another reason why we asked you to join Discord, so you kind of be ahead of the
Yeah,
curve.
the
You
videos.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So.
cool, man. I think that's about
Yes,
all I
sir.
got.
Yep.
All right, brother. Best of luck on these games. It's getting tight. It's getting to the wire. I think
It
after
definitely is.
this after this week, we might have like a closer to answer, like as to our game, as to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the results will
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah,
But
what the results look like. Yeah,
we'll
definitely that.
see. We'll see. Because he's 3 points now. I can go either way.
Yeah, it definitely
Because
can.
technically, with three, and then we pick three for each one, that's 9. So that's a possibility of 27 points, and you're
Yep.
only down by 22. So and a half,
Exactly.
and a half.
Yeah.
All
Yep. Exactly. So.
right, man. Well, until next time.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Deuces,
man.
guys.
Double deuces.